Hi guys, and welcome to our project. For our project for 514, Dr. Ames GIS class, uh, our topic is Mapping LDS Church History, and this is by Josh Alpers and Ezra Rice. Just so you can get to know us a little bit, this is me, Josh Alpers, and here's Ezra Rice. So with this project, we're required to create an interactive map inside a web browser. Now, this interactive map had a couple of different requirements. Since we were focusing on identifying certain events from history, we had to identify at least 16 events with a known time and place. We had to create geolocated spatial data sets and appropriate attribute information for each event. And then we had to combine all of that and build an interactive web mapping application that allows the users to explore each event through a map interface. Alrighty, so when we go to the application that we made, this is the first screen that the user is able to see. So with this home page, we have a picture of the Nauvoo Temple, but below we kind of have the purpose written out for this website. And that's to allow for the user to create an interactive map that shows the locations of scriptural and historical events of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This map specifically follows the life of the prophet Joseph Smith, beginning with his birth and ending with his death and burial. So from here, we're able to go to our actual map by clicking over here on the map tab. So this right here is the first image that the user will see when they open up the map tab. We have a picture of the northeast United States. Each one of these purple dots here represents one of the 17 locations that we have gone and identified. So the user will be able to zoom in and out, be able to pan using the mouse, kind of like in stereotypical Google Map format. So in order to learn more information, there's a couple of different things that the user is able to do. The first option, and the first thing that we did was we were able to make it so if they click on a point, they'll be able to see information regarding that specific point. So when they click on the point, we have a pop-up bubble here that has the title of the location and a link to learn more information. We did this because we found that when we tried to put the picture and the description, the pop-up bubble became too large, and it was very hard to be able to see all of that information within the pop-up bubble. So we made it so you can click on a location, you'll get a title and the link to learn more, but you also get a picture and the description over here in the left-hand side. So for this specific example, we have the title. This is the Joseph Smith Birthplace Memorial. We have a picture of an obelisk that is placed there. And then we have a small description of the event, as well as this link to learn more. So if you click on this link, a separate tab will, excuse me, a tab will open up with the link to more information. This is an actual church-sponsored website. It's going to be seen by the official logo and it being LDS.org. And this specific page is the life and ministry of Joseph Smith. So going back to our Tethys portal, we can go to a couple of different options. As you notice, when we click on a specific site, the information pops up over here. Some of these sites are spaced closely together, especially in the Kirtland area, Palmyra, New York, and Nauvoo, Illinois. So we have a drop-down menu over here on the left-hand side, which allows us to choose different events and locations from the life of Joseph Smith. Let's use the Nauvoo Temple as an example. So when we click the Nauvoo Temple, the first thing that happens is we zoom to the location of the Nauvoo Temple, which can be seen at that purple dot. You can see the building and the shadow of the building over here. So each one of our locations allows us to zoom in quite a bit farther so that we can see a better layout of the land. And it also pops up with all this information over here on the left-hand side. And each one of these locations, once again, has a link to learn more about those events. So coming back up here, from here we're able to go and click on different locations and learn more about each one of these locations and events that transpired nearby. For our Hill Cumorah site, we've specifically made a file that kind of outlines the actual hill, as well as a point that allows us to see all the information. Something that should be noted is if we click anywhere outside of a point, the information will disappear, and the selected event will go back to the default value of none. If we choose the default value of none, after having been in one of these locations, it'll zoom back out to allow us to see all of our locations in the northeastern United States.
Hey everybody, this is Ezra now. I'm going to talk about the source code behind our application. So mainly what makes this tick is the JavaScript. So we have our standard HTML for each of the pages, which it's kind of interesting. It's alright, but the fun stuff is the JavaScript. So what we do here is we are establishing our projection, and then we create our map. This code uses Bing Maps, and after we've established our map layer, we create OpenLayer vector layers for each of our points, lines, and polygons. And then what we do is we add it to the map using this code. We declare the map object, set up its layers, target our map div, and we set the view space and the zoom level. After that, what we're doing is we're setting up some variables to help with our pop-up content and information content. To make it a little easier, we create a pop-up so that pop-up, the dark gray pop-up window that shows up when you click on a feature, is created using this code right here, and then we add it to the map. After that, what we're doing is we created a function called showFeatureInfo because we actually use it in two different places in our code. So writing it once and using it twice is a lot easier than duplicating the code. So that's what we've done here is we get the feature, or we feed the feature into this function, get its coordinates, set up the positioning of our pop-up, and then we collect all of the information we need for the description that shows up on the left-hand side, and then we display it. And then what triggers those events is this map on click. So this function is an event that when you click on it, if there's a feature that you've clicked on, then it creates the information, or it shows the information and creates the pop-up. Otherwise, it just clears it out and hides the pop-up. Same thing with the on pointer move. If we're dragging the window, then it's going to hide the pop-ups. And this last bit of code right here is a fun little piece for the selection pane, that drop-down menu, where whenever you click on a new selection, so when it changes, then it fires this function, gets the feature ID that's stored as a value, and then we go through the layers and we find the correct feature and we zoom to it with this bit of code right here. So we're using an OpenLayers projection, converting the projection that it's created, converting that to longitude, latitude, and then using that information to change the center of our view space. So that's if the feature isn't the default none. If it is none, then we just change it back to our default information that we defined previously. So the way that Tethys is set up is it uses HTML, JavaScript, and what we call controllers, and that's for the back end. Basically, a controller is just simply a way of handling information that you want to create on the back end, and we'll go more into detail with that in the next project, so we won't cover that in this tutorial. But the main thing to take away is this JavaScript file, which contains all of the OpenLayers source code that we used, and created this fun little app. Thanks for listening.